as we close the door on DRS 2023. It's time for the biggest event in DRS history. We'll see who the winners and the losers are in our 2023 annual award ceremony. Coming soon.
In the chat, viewer numbers going up, lovely. All welcome in as ever. If you're not already following, please do, especially on Kick. We are 23 follows away from the affiliate stage on Kick, already affiliate on Twitch, so if you would like to subscribe, you can do so on Twitch. Also, if you're a Prime user, you can do that for free. So do look into that. So we're loading in then for short quali at Singapore. Got some stats and standings for you later on when we have a big gap between qualifying and the race, just for drivers to get their strategies, etc. So we'll go through those then. And tyre choices on the formation lap. So here we are, Singapore. And there's 18 of them, so let's see who we can see is missing. We are missing an AlphaTauri. And a McLaren, it seems. So Brad's not in. Bunny's Vengeance in a McLaren today. No Brad and no Al Newt. Let me think who the other AlphaTauri was. Ninjas, I believe. Yes, I can't see Ninja's name there. So there we go. Somebody blue is going out first, and it's championship leader UJ is first out on the track. Well done to the league for and all the drivers for sticking with it. Of course, once the new game comes out, it can become difficult to get people to stick around. I know my league season that finished a couple of weeks ago had a bit of low turnout for the final race. Got some rain in the air. If that is some rain and not just some camera flickering, it does look like rain.
That was my best race in Japan.
Yes, very good for McLaren, that race in the end, with yourself and Adkins 2 and 3. In the new season, we will be looking at the possibility of removing in-game penalties that are just bad if they're undeserved, so the stewards will be able.
What happens when more meets more? Where more speed, more capacity, and more power unite to unlock new experiences. More doesn't just win more games. It changes them and makes every world your world. The WD Black C50 expansion card for Xbox, a plug-and-play experience made for more.
Stop being held against your bill. Switch to giffgaff for the latest Google phones at low monthly prices. giffgaff, we're up to good.
As he comes round the last corner and sets a 130.5. Sainsy is invalidated. Buddies and Speedy still on outlap. Syme 132.0. Max a 131.8. Senna 132.5. Joker a 132.0 behind Syme. King Kong 132.3. Smug 133.8. Easy Life 33.9. Colin up to P2 with a 131.6. Sloth goes to P6 ahead of his teammate. 132.3 for him. So it's UJ leading the way. Skippy's on the board, 133.5. Swanson's now on the board, 133.2. Here's Buddy's Vengeance. Aston Martin's yet to set a time as well. Colin showing really good pace at the moment. Good evening to Bazza in the chat. Colin showing great pace this season. Leading the way in the Pro-Ams. Having a great battle with Smug along the way. Here comes Bunny's Vengeance. And a 132.8 for him, and that's P9. Sainsy round going for it again. As are both Aston Martins. So we'll go to the one of them that's at the front. Good evening to Adkins in the chat. As Pickle comes round the last corner, and it's a 133.9 and 13th. And it seems Spoonie 134, but 50, 135, and nearly into the wall there, 50. It seems that those who came out later are now not getting such good times, so the track could be deteriorating that quickly. Mr. Pickles at 133.9. Sainsy at 134.7. So you see at the front, they were the ones who got out quicker. UJ, first lap of all, so far is the quickest. And if this rain continues, we might have a very quiet next 10 minutes. Spoonie's out. Spoonie has retired. Max is cruising round, as is King Kong. Skippy has had a crash, I think. No, he's just cruising round. There's the dark colour of the front wing that made me think he'd hit something, but he has now. And yeah, there's no way anybody is going to be improving their times, I don't think. Speedy is about 2 seconds down. Sainsy is cruising back, I think. Fair play, Syme, Swanton and Sloth are on outlaps. But surely, with the amount of rain now, I can see this being the order. Now you see Max is almost a second down on his first sector. Syme's invalidated. And really quick thinking from the championship leader UJ to get out there as soon as he could. First one out, and he's over a second clear at the moment for pole. And I just don't think... And Ninjas is in! So hopefully he'll be able to get in his car and set a time. And that'll bring us up to 19 on the grid. Max back into the pits. Genuinely though, the amount of rain, it appears that, and Sainsy's out as well. Has he binned it somewhere, or is he just called it a day in the pits? I think he's called it a day. Syme is on his way in. Sloth down, King Kong down, Swanton down. 50's retired. It might be one of those early retirement days. Syme is out, UJ's out. Everybody's just calling it that, I think. There are a couple out on track, but nobody's making any real inroads. Poor old Ninja's coming in late. He's going to be starting at the back, I think. Bunnies is out. One of the Mercedes just returning to the pit there. Swanton well down on his time. But will go round again to have another go. He's not one to give up too easily. The rain still comes down. Ninjas has managed to get in. So we'll have 19 on the starting grid. McLaren, the big change this week with Brad being replaced by Buddy's Vengeance. And Al Newt absent. Mr. Pickle has thought about changing to Inters, as has Max. But neither are coming out at the moment. Easy Life's going round again. Currently in P15. Go and check in on Swanson, who is not making any improvements. We have got an Aston Martin out on track. That's Mr. Pickle, and he stayed on the softs. Easy Life is down on his time. Max is out on Inters. So for no other reason than race practice, Max is out on the Inters. Let's see what he can do. Colin is also now having a look at Inters. Ninjas is out on the soft tyre. Of course, he hasn't set a time, but I think he's going to find it difficult. King Kong is out. And is that a crash or is... No, that's the other Mercedes. So King Kong's called it a day. I don't think anybody has improved their time since their first attempt. So you can tell the effect the rain's having. We'll keep an eye on the intermediate runners. But I can't see them being any quicker. Skippy's returning to the pit lane. And King Kong is... And Sloth is off, sorry. Sloth is in the wall. And he's going to have to try and get out of the way. DRS has now been disabled. And that is surely a sign that nobody is going to improve. Let's see, Max. Let's see just how much Max loses through the first sector. Now he's on intermediates. It's 2 seconds. There's a huge gap. Nobody's going to make any improvements here. Poor old Ninjas is going to struggle to set any kind of competitive time. And UJ got the jump and has got pole position. Colin is going round on Inters as well. Ninja's struggling round on dry tyres still and has invalidated. So no time set by Ninjas so far. Easy Life is out on the Inters, as is Mr. Pickle. Speedy Bullet coming up behind those two on his hot lap. But 5 seconds slower as we come to the last couple of minutes. Ninjas is going to come back in the pits, or is he going to have another go? Either way, he is on a hiding to nothing on this wet track now. Round he goes again. He was a good 12 seconds off the pace of the man in front. on that invalidated lap. So it's going to be the back row for Ninjas, unfortunately. As for the rest, Colin, great lap from him. P2 ahead of Max and Syme, who are chasing UJ for the Drivers' Championship. Then Joker Sloth from Colin's nearest rival, who is King Kong, and into the wall goes Ninjas. And he's invalidated, and Easy Life has crashed out at the same part of the track. Ninjas has broken his front wing and invalidated his lap. Easy Life has crashed. And now Mr. Pickle has crashed. And now the others will start to retire to end the session. Swanton, bless him, still trying. Colin and Max are out there as well. Checkered flag about to go. And there indeed goes the checkered flag. I think we saw someone, Senna, was it not Senna? No. Saw someone in the background reversing out there. I think Max may have binned it as well now. He has. So Max has binned it. It may have been Ninjas who was reversing out of a runoff area. He's not setting a time. So everybody, it was almost like a one-shot quali. UJ takes pole from Colin, Max, Syme, Joker, Sloth, King Kong, Senna, Bunnies and Swanton. Just 2 Pro-Ams in the top 10, Colin and King Kong. Ahead of Skippy in 11th, Smug 12th, Speedy Bullet 13th, Easy Life 15th, Spoony 16th, Sainsy 50 and Ninjas at the back. Interestingly, Bunny's Vengeance and Swanton in the midfield. Senna as well. Usual front runners demoted to midfield today. It remains to be seen, of course, what the weather will be like for the race. As I think we're just waiting for... There we go, we are there, and UJ takes pole by over a second to Colin in second place. Then Max and Syme, a lively second row from Joker and Sloth as the rain buckets down in the background now. King Kong in P7 with Senna next to him. Bunnies and Swanton, a lively fifth row. Then it's Skippy and Smug. The Aston Martins are on row 7. Speedy Bullet and Mr. Pickle. It's Red Bull of Easy Life. The Haas of Spoony. Sainsy 50 and Ninjas will have the back row all to himself. So there we go, folks. That's the qualifying. Get your predictions in the chat for your 1, 2, 3. How many winners? How many finishers? Sorry, and how many safety cars? That's what we want to hear, folks. Get your predictions in. And I will see a dry start to the race as I look at the pit wall. Drivers will be getting their things together, and I will give you some championship standings. In the Drivers' Championship, UJ leads Syme by 33 points. Max is a further 6 back. And then Swanton, Jaden, Senna and Joker, the only other ones within 100 points. 3 rounds to go, remember. Colin leads the Pro-Am title by 9 points from Smug. He's got a big gap now. Back to Speedy Bullet in 3rd. King Kong has dropped to 4th after missing a few races. This translates to the teams with Williams leading the way from Aston Martin now in 2nd. Mr. Pickle and Speedy Bullet, they're in 2nd, 21 points behind. Then we have Ferrari, Haas, Alpine, all in the hunt with Alfa Romeo and Red Bull, Mercedes all dropping away. So that will bring you up to date. The overall championship sees Max and Syme tied for 2nd, but they are 41 points behind UJ. So UJ on course and on pole position for a championship win. 3 races remain, including this one. So round 11 next week and round 12 on the 24th. Of course, Blobby Mondays has finished on this game. We are running warm-up events throughout June. They have been won by Trappy and Glowstick so far, 2 of the top contenders for the new league season. And we have another one tonight in the USA. So join us later on for that. If you'd like to get involved, then do drop me a message. DRS guys, you're all welcome. And anyone at all who wants a seat for the new season, starting on the 1st of July, get in touch. I'll be putting the teams together as soon as we've filled all the seats. And the calendar as well. The calendar started to take shape as the top 5 have picked their favourite. Here we go on the formation lap now. And a nice mix of tyre selections here, with UJ leading them off on hard tyres, with Colin next to him on mediums. Row 2, Max and Syme both go hard. Joker, Sloth and King Kong all on mediums, with Senna on hards. The only one in the field, Bunny's Vengeance, he's on softs. Always one to do something different. Swanton is on mediums, as is Skippy and Smug. Aston Martin, same row, different choice. Speedy goes for hards, Mr. Pickle for mediums. Easy Life's on hards, Spoonie on mediums, Sainsy on hards, and 50 Gent and Ninjas round them in on the medium tyre. It's hard to medium or medium soft, according to Amazon. So could Bunny be looking at a 2-stopper, or could he potentially be on one of his tyre saving masterclasses? We shall find out. Can anyone stop UJ's march towards the title? Can anyone stop Colin's march towards the Pro-Am title? They are the front row, the 2 championship leaders. Can Max get through a week without getting a penalty? Some heated discussion this week between himself and Swanton. For interesting reading. Syme not had a lot of luck in recent weeks. He's in P4. Joker, he's been very good in the last couple of weeks. Picked up 1 driver of the day. And the Mercedes pairing of Sloth and King Kong. Senna's been disqualified for his parking. Usually one or two more to come. Oh, very good. Well done, everybody. Bit of shuffling on the grid, as it usually is. And away they go. UJ gets away. Colin is going to try and go up the inside, though. And Colin takes the lead. Colin into the lead of the race. A great move by him. Joker is side by side with Syme. And Joker is up to P4 ahead of Syme. They all come through. Have they all managed to get through? In behind. It looks like they have. Mr. Pickle's up a couple of places. Bunny's Vengeance looking for room. Moves going on further forward. Bunny's up past Senna. Now behind the two Mercedes. Speedy Bullet losing a place. Smug getting past Easy Life. Good move by Smug. Spoonie in there behind him. Easy Life, Speedy Bullet dropped a couple of places. Ninjas is up now ahead of 50 Gent, who is last of all, but Colin takes the lead of the race from UJ, then Max, Joker, Syme. Sloth and King Kong from Bunny's Vengeance, who is on a charge on the soft tyre. Just a reminder of the strategies. Perhaps a two-stopper for the Bunny is coming. Colin, fastest lap off the grid. Ignore Skippy and Mr. Pickle's timing thing. That's a glitch. And into the pits comes Sainsy. And he was on hard tyres, so an early wing change for Sainsy. Bunny's Vengeance now going side by side with King Kong. And will take the place. So up to P7 goes Bunny's Vengeance. He is one to watch. And King Kong maybe just went up and hit him in the rear there. Maybe got out of it in time. Didn't see any damage, which is good. Joker has made a good start. Jumped Syme and is now trying to get to Max. A few people's timing screens going a little bit wrong. Ninjas and Speedy fighting away at the back. Colin, though, what a start he made, and he is out in the lead. Oh, a wobble there from UJ. Not sure how much of that was a wobble and how much was glitching. But Colin sets the fastest lap of the race. We've got a yellow in sector 3, and Ninjas is off, and there's pieces of his car everywhere. Ninjas has had an accident. Spoonie is into the pits. Maybe he had something to do with it. In fact, 3 of them are in the pits. Spoonie, Speedy, 50, and Ninjas are all going to have to come in. So there was maybe big contact between the 3 or 4 of them at the back. Ninjas finds his way in. So the back 4 there. 4 of them all getting involved in a bit of a scrap, and Sainsy will jump them all after his first lap pit stop. At the front it's still Colin from UJ, but UJ applying some pressure now. Max in third, pressured by Joker. Syme, then Sloth, Bunny's Vengeance, King Kong, Senna and Swanton rounds off the top 10. From Skippy, Mr. Pickle, Smug, as Bunnies goes past another Mercedes. The McLaren has passed both Mercedes now, and he's up to P6. Smug very close to Mr. Pickle, side by side. And Smug on the inside. Nice overtake for the Ferrari into P12. But Pickle will try to chase him back here. Bit of DRS, goes to the outside. And Smug covers him off quite comfortably. Mr. Pickle not giving it up though. Swarming all over the back of the gearbox of the Ferrari. And UJ is taking the lead. UJ into the lead as we watched Smug defending from Mr. Pickle.
Oral-B's been in my life for quite a while now. He's helped me feel confident with my smile and have a healthy mouth as well. I think feeling comfortable and confident in how you look, how you smile, is super important, and it should make you feel the best version of you. That's why I've been using my Oral-B electric toothbrush for years now. It cleans better than a manual brush, keeping my teeth healthy, white, and feeling clean all day. Now I know my smile looks great, it gives me confidence. Oral-B, brush like a pro.
On those soft tyres. We'll just look quickly at the position change. And it is 4 up for Bunny's Vengeance. Speedy, the biggest loser so far with 4 down. But he was involved in some kind of major crash with a few people involved. Mr. Pickle has now passed Smug. So it took him an extra lap, but he has got past. But for how long? Smug will continue to hassle him and try and get that place back. Lonely race at the moment for Sainsey after that early pit stop. UJ has the lead from Colin, then Max, Joker. Joker showing good pace, keeping up well with Max. Bunny's Vengeance is next from Syme, then the Mercedes pair of Sloth and King Kong. Senna and Swanton round off the top 10. And Swanton keeping it tight, trying to get close enough to Senna for a move. And thought better of the big dive on a street track with many close walls. That's probably a good thing to think. And Sloth now passing Syme. And King Kong as well. Syme really not finding it on these hard tyres, and he's dropped to P8. He's lost out to both Mercedes there, and now he's got Senna and Swanton on his case. And this is not doing his championship charge any good at all, with UJ in the lead and Max up in third. Syme dropping back to P8 and possibly further in the coming laps. Where's the bite point for these hard tyres, or for the mediums to start going a bit off? We shall see. Max now getting towards Colin. And they're already coming to lap Ninjas, I believe. Ninjas has been lapped by UJ. There you see him. Max with a bit of DRS here as they lap Ninjas. He's ghosting, so they don't need to worry about that. Joker keeping with them well as well. Skippy is now in danger from Mr. Pickle. As round the outside goes Maxwell. That becomes the inside, and into P2 goes the Red Bull. Lovely overhead view here. And Mr. Pickle indeed is going to pass Skippy. Skippy's not having any of it and gets his elbows out. Skippy got his elbows out there. Pickle contact, and Skippy's in the wall. Skippy got his elbows out. Pickles certainly nudged him, and that one might end up on the steward's floor. Skippy into the wall. Smug made a place as a result. And let's see if Skippy got any damage. It appears not. And out of the race is Spoonie. Spoonie is out. And we've got a virtual safety car. Spoonie is out. His car has gone very quickly. Max is in the pits. Joker and Buddy's Vengeance are in the pits. That's come just at the right time for the McLaren on the softs. So this will shuffle them up a bit. Swanton is in as well, as is Mr. Pickle and Skippy. So we'll see if Skippy needs a new front wing. As he cruises his way down the pit lane. There's some ghosting unsafe releases there. And indeed he is having a wing change. It is still a virtual safety car. The physical safety car has not come out onto the track. So this shuffles the pack. UJ still leads from Colin. The Mercedes pairing of Sloth and King Kong are now 3 and 4. Simon's back up to 5th ahead of Senna. Then Smug now up to 7th. Max and Joker and Bunnies have rejoined 8, 9 and 10. Easy Life's up to 11th, but has a drive-through penalty. It's a drive-through for Easy Life. We're back racing again. Swanton is P12. Mr. Pickle P13 now from Skippy, Sainsy, Speedy, 50 and Ninjas, who is a lap down. Was that a piece of car I saw on the side of the track there? It may well have been. So some debris from something there. Sime is now right up with King Kong. Ninjas is about to be lapped by his teammate Senna. Spoonie is out of here. Sime looking for a move. Doesn't quite make it this time. Bunny's Vengeance now on mediums, so it could well be the two-stopper we spoke about. And he is trying to make a move on Joker now. Into the pits to serve his drive-through is Easy Life. He will drop down a few places as a result of that. Bunny's chasing Joker. Going for the move. Round the outside. Bunny's Vengeance up to P9. Bunny's Vengeance passing Joker and up to P9. Sime couldn't quite make it past King Kong, and now he's struggling for pace to keep up, with Senna just behind. And Smug now about to lap Ninjas. They do have the ghosting on this game for back markers. We're going the more realistic approach on Blobby Monday's new season. As quite a few of the beginners in the league have decided to step aside. Max sets the fastest lap but is immediately eclipsed by Bunny, who is catching him quite rapidly. Speedy getting to the back of Sainsy now. These two pitted very early on. Syme very close again to the back of King Kong. And Max now catching Smug with Bunny looking on in behind. Tough place to overtake here, got to be very careful. Max has been accused of not being very careful in recent weeks. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here as he has Bunny's Vengeance right behind him as well. Bunny had a big wobble there but keeps up. Smug with both of them behind and his teammate Joker just a bit further back. Both of them with DRS. Bunny's up the inside of Max. Smug went into the wall on his own at the same time, and Max nearly ran into the back of him, and Joker managed to pass both. So Bunny's up to P7, Joker P8. Smug ran into the wall. Did he get any damage? It doesn't look like he did. Max got held up by that, but managed to get it stopped before it caused a big accident. And now Max will take P9 from Smug. So Smug's not giving it up easily. Max up to P9. Syme and Senna still stuck behind King Kong. UJ now has got an 8-second lead to Colin. And it's going very well indeed for him at the moment. But still early days, lap 11 of 31. Smug trying to stick with Max. Max who lost out to Joker and Bunnies in that previous incident. Syme now with DRS again, trying to get to King Kong. This straight's not very long. Syme still going for it. Speedy still stuck behind Sainsy as well. Bunny's Vengeance has now caught Senna and Syme. And Bunny's is really going for it. And he's looking to make a move on Senna around the outside. Senna holds it in on the inside. But Bunny's Vengeance gets the move. And up to P6, his next target will be Syme. Unless Syme can get King Kong. Syme will hope to get ahead of King Kong and make a bit of a gap away from Bunny's Vengeance. At 12 of 31, just one departure so far. Spoonie's race ending in the wall. A big incident early on involving 4 drivers needing to pit for damage. Bunnies pulls out to try and pass Syme on the outside and does so. Bunny's Vengeance up another place to P5 and he's about to go for P4. Ninjas is out of the race. Ninjas has crashed out. He was already a lap down and he's now out of the race. At the moment that's just a waved yellow. Bunnies has made the move and is past King Kong and up to P4. And now he'll set about trying to get after Sloth. Still a caution there in Sector 2 for Ninjas, who is now gone. Ninja's now gone. Syme's still trying to get to King Kong. And makes the move round the outside. King Kong down to P6 behind Syme now. Joker just past Senna. And Max is looking for them as well. And Max in the background going for Senna. Senna losing places quite quickly. He's down to P9 now. Max past. And into P8. And Joker looking at King Kong. It's those who have pitted with the fresher tyres making their way through those who have not. Bunny's Vengeance has already caught Sloth, and there you see him pass him. He's got some superb pace today, the Bunny. He's up to P3. Max is now in P7 ahead of King Kong. UJ's lead, though, is 12 seconds nearly over Bunny, who's about a second now behind Colin, and that's his next victim. Joker may not have to stop again. It'll be a long stint if he can manage it. Same goes for Swanton and Mr. Pickle on the hard tyre since the virtual safety car. Joker going for Syme, and up to P5 goes Joker. Max is going to try and follow through. Bunnies has already got Colin. It's P2 for Bunny's Vengeance. Now let's see if he can reel in UJ. Max round the outside of Syme for P6. Cracking race so far, with lots of overtaking action. Smug being caught now by Swanton. Mr. Pickle trying to stay with them. Speedy Bullet, is he finally going to get a move on Sainsey? Not yet. He seems to have been right behind him for several laps now. Swanton closes on Smug. And Bunnies has already pulled a second out of that lead of UJ. He's showing incredible pace. As we reach half race distance here. Smug a bit wide. Swanton might take advantage, and does. Into P10 goes Swanton. Max now trying to go for Joker. We've got a terrible view, so we'll change that. Lots of battles appearing all over the track. Smug's now been passed by Swanton and now has Mr. Pickle on his case. Bunny's Vengeance has pulled another couple of seconds out of that lead of UJ. But does he have to stop again? He does. UJ will be looking to try and do a one-stopper. So it's got to do about 6 more laps, I'd suggest, on these tyres. Maybe less. As Joker now is passed by Sloth, is he? No. He battles back. Look at Max right in there as well. This could be dangerous. They're almost 3 wide. And Max makes the move past Sloth, who lost out trying to pass Joker and ended up losing a place instead. They go again. Syme's into the pits. And so is King Kong. Syme and King Kong are in the pits. Mediums for Syme, hards for King Kong. So the opposite of what they started on. Potential to one stop from there. Maybe a bit early stop for Syme. Skippy now up to P11. Syme rejoins P12. King Kong will rejoin in P13. They're well clear of Speedy Bullet, who has finally managed to get past Sainsey. Colin now a train of cars behind him. Joker, Max and Sloth. As his tyres start to age. Joker, look at the pace he had there. Almost went into the back of Colin. And Max is right there on his case as well. Bunny's Vengeance has torn another 3 seconds off that UJ lead. 50 Gent in the pits from the rear of the field. And 50 Gent is out. So a pit and quit for 50 Gent. And that is the 3rd DNF of the race. Syme, after his pit stop, making a move past Skippy. He's into P11, not where he wants to be. Into the pits comes Senna. That frees Swanton and Mr. Pickle, as well as Smug. Colin and Joker side by side. Max trying to get involved as well. Joker up to P3. From Colin and Max. Max right on Colin's gearbox there, with Sloth also trying to cling on to the back of them. Speedy Bullet into the pits. Senna rejoins in 13th place, behind King Kong. Max now trying to get past Colin. Speedy will drop to 16th and last place. It's passed there by Easy Life, who has yet to pit. Leader UJ yet to pit. Smug also yet to pit on mediums, as is Colin. And you can see Colin really having a fight to keep his place at the moment, as Max is all over the back of him. Colin continues on, he's not pitting yet. Max is surely going to get him here. King Kong passes Skippy further back. Max couldn't get it done, and Colin is defending heavily here.
Hello, Blobby.
Hello to Noodles in the chat. Max really can't find a way past Colin at the moment. And Joker is loving it. He's got a 2.5 second gap now, as Max finally makes the move past Colin. And Sloth will try and do the same. Those two yet to box, as well as Smug on the mediums. And Easy Life. Did Easy Life pit in the first lap? Quite possibly. Into the pits comes Sainsey for a second stop. UJ's lead now down to 4 seconds. Remember, when Bunny's Vengeance passed Colin for P2, it was 12 seconds. So the Bunny is reeling him in. Into the pits comes Easy Life now. Don't think he had pitted. I think that's the first stop for him. He'll return to the back of the field. And now into the pits comes Joker. Comes UJ, sorry, the leader. Bunny's Vengeance takes the lead. Where will UJ filter back out? This is the question. Joker goes through into second place. Max into third. Colin into fourth place. Sloth is in the pits as well. Swanton and Mr. Pickle pass Sloth. Swanton passes UJ. So does Mr. Pickle. And into the pits comes Smug. Where's Simon going to come out in all of this? Ahead of Sloth and Smug, but behind UJ. King Kong goes past as well into 9th. Senna and Skippy are going to pass Sloth. Senna does. Does Skippy as well? No. Sloth is going to come out just ahead of Skippy and Smug behind him. UJ on fresh tyres, already chasing down Mr. Pickle. He rejoined in P7 and he's going to try and not lose too much time coming back through the field, as we expect Bunnies to be stopping again. UJ, there he goes, up to P6 once again. Max still stuck right behind Joker. Colin yet to box. He's got to be doing it soon. He's got a back marker with him there, and he does indeed pit. So Colin in the pits. Swanton being chased by UJ. And Mr. Pickle, they all go through. Simon's going to go through. What about the rest? Here comes Kong. Kong's going to pass Colin. Senna is going to pass Colin. Sloth is going to pass Colin as well. And Skippy is in the pits. So Colin drops to P11. Crucially, King Kong now leads the Pro-Am race. King Kong now leading the Pro-Am race. Sainsy has been disconnected. King Kong's picked up a penalty just after he took the lead of the Pro-Am race. I'm not sure if I've got Sainsy on here, but I'll see. I haven't. Oh, Senna's out! Senna's out of the race! Sainsy has rejoined. Senna has DNF'd. Senna's out of the race. Bunny's Vengeance is in the pits. So that's a second stop for Bunny's Vengeance. Joker will take the lead. Then Max. UJ, who got past Swanton, is now going to get past Bunny as well. Then Swanton, Mr. Pickle. And maybe Bunny just thought that Senna's DNF. And Sainsy's out of the race. Sainsy's out now. And now we do have a virtual safety car. So they've all boxed just at the wrong time. Bunny's Vengeance rejoins in 6th. King Kong pits as well. So Colin retakes the Pro-Am lead. But we lost Senna and Sainsy in quite quick succession. And we've got another virtual safety car. King Kong's going to come up behind Smug. That could be crucial in the Pro-Am battle as well. But we're back racing. So it was not a full safety car. Joker leads now. Ahead of Max Weld in 2nd. UJ is 3rd. Swanton 4. Mr. Pickle 5. Bunny's Vengeance is in 6th. Then it's Simon in 7th. Sloth in 8th. Colin in 9th. And Smug in 10th from King Kong. So a very interesting turn of events there. Senna, if you're in chat, let me know what happened, because I missed it. Trying to get Sainsy back in at the time, who's now out as well. Bunny's Vengeance going for Mr. Pickle, and a wobble there between the two of them. Bunny's Vengeance up the inside, and that's P5 for Bunny's Vengeance. And Mr. Pickle's lost out. Oh, he's gone in the pits. Into the pits goes Mr. Pickle. So he drops behind Sime. And now Sloth, Colin both go through. Mediums for Mr. Pickle. Smug is not going to get to him, I don't think. Could be close. Could be close. Smug does get him. Bunny's Vengeance, meanwhile, passes Swanton for P4. Mr. Pickle joins between King Kong and Smug in 10th. Colin making gains on Sloth. Max now a second behind Joker and only a second ahead of UJ. Then another gap for Bunny's Vengeance to try and reel in. UJ and Bunny's, of course, on the freshest time. Outside line on that one. Side line on that one. Maybe a switchback coming. Not quite on that occasion. UJ is wasting no time at all. Getting back to the front. He is right on the case of Joker now. Terrible view they're giving me. Joker, look at that. UJ going to make a move to the outside. Joker squeezes him. That was tight. That was close. Could be a switchback for UJ. Joker will try and squeeze him again. UJ will now have the inside and takes the lead. UJ back into the lead. Joker now in second. Max in third. But look at Bunny's Vengeance reeling them in. He can see them. Lap 24 of 31. And this is wide, wide open. Syme continues to chase Swanton. Colin continues to chase Sloth. And King Kong is trying to get into the top 10 at the expense of Mr. Pickle, but he's going to need to pass him and get away a penalty. 3-second gap is needed for King Kong. Also for Syme if he is to pass Swanton. Bunny's Vengeance now 2 seconds behind Max. Syme makes the move past Swanton. UJ dropping Joker. We're 2 seconds already. It's going to come down to how quickly Max and Buddy can try and clear Joker to see if they can get after UJ. More realistic for Bunnies, who makes the move. Max snoozing a bit on the hairpin, and Bunny's Vengeance was straight through. Great move by him. And that's P3 for Bunny. If he can clear Joker, then he's got 3 seconds to find to UJ. But he had been closing in. Up the inside he goes, and Bunny's Vengeance is into P2. Now can he get after the leader? Had a bit of a wobble, nearly put it in the wall there. But now can he get after UJ and battle for the win? Colin closing in on King Kong, on Sloth, sorry. Possibly strategy let Colin down a bit, going too long on the first stint, with subsequent VSCs allowing some free pit stops for the 2 stoppers. Haven't had a safety car yet, and I'm sure the stats said 100% chance. So that's interesting. Looks like Joker and Max are going to be the battle for P3 as the front two pull away from them. Bunnies has found half a second into that 3-second gap. Still has enough laps to try and close. Syme back in 5th. And we'll hope to negate the penalty by getting away a bit from Swanton. Colin doesn't need to do anything silly to pass Sloth. He knows he's got the Pro-Am victory in the palm of his hand at the moment. From Smug in P2, who's got Mr. Pickle and King Kong right on his case now. And of course King Kong is one of the Pro-Am rivals of Smug. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in this battle. Meanwhile, Bunnies is within 1.5 seconds now of UJ in the lead. We'll keep an eye on that. Mr. Pickle making a move on Smug. Looking to the outside. Bit too much curb that time for the Aston Martin. He's going to get more DRS down the main start-finish straight. And this time surely to the inside. And Mr. Pickle goes up into P9 ahead of Smug, who now will need to defend from King Kong for second place in the Pro-Am. Colin still can't find a way by Sloth. Max still can't find a way past Joker. Bunny's now within a second of UJ. DRS is open. This is going to be the battle for the victory. We'll keep an eye elsewhere as Sloth and Colin are now catching Swanton. But we will stay with the leaders for now as Bunny's vengeance closes in on UJ. Max still trying to have a look to get on the podium here as he battles with Joker, who's had a good race again. Joker building that consistency that he's lacked in previous seasons. Now Bunny's Vengeance does take the lead. Around the outside, UJ tries to keep it in there, but he can't do it. And Bunny's Vengeance takes the lead of the race. Max still cannot pass Joker. Sloth now having a look to pass Swanton, with Colin right in behind as well. UJ will try to stay with Bunny's Vengeance. Speedy Bullets into the pits and has pit and quit. Speedy Bullets out of here. And Aston Martin's chase for the Constructors' title takes a blow there. 3 wide, 3 wide. Sloth and Colin gets Sloth, who tried to make the attempt on Swanton and ended up losing out. That's not the first time that's happened to Sloth today. Name a car for an edit. Easy Life being lapped there at the back. Max now trying to make the move on Joker. Goes up the inside. Joker's not going to let him go. And Max give him a little nudge. Joker's off the track. And now Joker's gone straight on. Joker's gone straight on into the runoff area. And now he's been passed by Syme. And he gets going again. Just as Swanton, Colin and Sloth approach. Could Max be in the steward's room again with that one? I'm not sure. Colin continues to harass Swanton. And they're only a second now behind Joker, who's on similarly old tyres. So that mistake might cost Joker. Look at Swanton now going for Joker. Colin right next to him. Gonna go 3 wide again. They're both past Joker. And now Sloth's gone straight on. Both past Joker. Colin now trying to go for Swanton again. Bunnies has got a 2-second gap in the lead now. Sloth passes Joker, who's off into the pits. Joker into the pits. So he's passed by Mr. Pickle. Easy Life's in the pits as well. Smug and King Kong go through. So Joker is going to drop out of the points. King Kong still trying to battle Smug. Just a couple of laps left now. With lap 29 and 31, so 2 more at the end of this one. Colin continues to try to pass Swanton. Syme at the moment has closed the gap quite a bit to Max, but does have that penalty that's not going to cost him anything at the moment. But Max has dropped right away on the medium tyres going that long. They must be screaming at the moment, and Syme could well catch him, but with the penalty he's going to have to catch him, pass him and get 3 seconds away. Colin continuing to chase Swanton. They've dropped Sloth now, whose tyres may have just gone. Up the inside goes Colin. Is this the moment? Swanton keeps it in there. And they're still going side by side. And Swanton manages to defend again. But now surely, this time for Colin. Colin finally takes P5 from Swanton. Sloth is going to try and stick with them. Just 13 drivers left running. Lap 30 of 31. Colin heading for another Pro-Am victory. And top 5 overall. Syme can't close in to Max quite quickly enough. Barney's Vengeance about to begin the final lap. 2 seconds clear of UJ. Syme is close to within 2 seconds of Max. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Swanton has battled hard with Colin and Sloth and looks to be finishing in between them. But one more lap, anything can happen there. Smug has repelled King Kong beautifully. Kong will be clear third in the Pro-Am and in the top 10 overall. Just 5 Pro-Am finishers by the looks of it. So well done to Easy Life for continuing again. Even though he is well back and a lap down, he's going to score some decent points in the Pro-Am. And for Red Bull as well. Final lap then. UJ's closed a little bit, but not enough. Syme needed maybe a couple more laps, which might have resulted in Max getting a puncture because his laps are 20. His tyres are 23 laps old. Same goes for Swanton. He's on the hards rather than the mediums. Sloth is trying all he can, and Joker's picked up a penalty. Barney's Vengeance into the final sector of the final lap. Syme has closed up to Max, but with the penalty it's not going to be enough. Bunny's Vengeance rounds the last corner, and Bunny's Vengeance wins in Singapore from UJ in second. Max is going to come home third. Syme is chasing him down, but does have a penalty that would negate any overtake anyway. The fireworks go off. Max takes P3 for Red Bull. Syme finishes in P4. Colin will come home for another Pro-Am victory in P5. Swanton is in P6 from Sloth in 7. Mr. Pickle is next in P8. Smug will take P2 in the Pro-Am. Great defending from him, ahead of King Kong, who's P3 in the Pro-Am and 10th overall. And Skippy will finish just off the podium of the Pro-Ams and just outside the main points in P11. And Joker was unfortunate and will come home in P12 ahead of Easy Life, who is a lap down and has finished in P13. So Bunny's Vengeance taking the title, taking the win there. Hopefully he's in next season, as he's a title contender when he's in every week. UJ builds his lead some more though in P2. Bunny's Vengeance, the driver of the day according to the game. Showed blistering pace there. UJ in second and Max in third. Syme in fourth. They're keeping within touching distance. Bunnies did get the fastest lap as well. Max and Syme keeping within distance of UJ, but they're going to need UJ to make some mistakes in the final two races. Colin, one hand on the title now in the Pro-Am, surely, with another victory. But Smug and King Kong continue the chase in second and third. A shout for Mr. Pickle from 14th up to 8th as well. There we have it. That is the end of another DRS Monday. Bear with me, I'm going to end stream because in about 5 or 10 minutes I'll be back with Blobby Monday warm-up event. So anyone who wants in, do let me know. Thank you very much for watching, as always. I'll be back in about 10, maybe 15 minutes. Well, start at 9:45. So thank you very much, and good night.
As we close the door on DRS 2023, it's time for the biggest event in DRS history. We'll see who the winners and the losers are in our 2023 annual award ceremony. Coming soon.